Welcome to my log cabin that I built from the log on my property myself. This is first in a series guitar lesson. I got my pellet stove going, so it's nice and cozy in here. I hope to sort of start off or review where Sue left off last summer with the guitar nights. We're going to cover the parts of the guitar, different types of guitars. I hope to try to stay simple. We're going to cover a little bit of basic music theory and some chords and positions, maybe a few scales, maybe not all that tonight. A little bit of a history of the guitar, but we'll see how it goes, okay? So first off, this is one of my classical guitars, a Lorienta Claritas guitar. The modern classical guitar is where every other guitar came from, okay? This design, the modern classical guitar, was from a maker from the 1800s called Antonio Torres. He was a Spanish maker, and his design is what we use today on classical guitar. Every other guitar came from this instrument. The steel string guitar is actually an American invention from Christian Frederick Martin, who started the C.F. Martin Company, also I believe back in the 1800s. He was a German immigrant, and because nylon strings were so soft, and when jazz started coming about before amplification, they needed an instrument that could power through and be heard with the other instruments. So steel string was born. Originally, the guitar was strung with gut strings, and then the DuPont company invented nylon as an accident, and a fisherman decided to string the guitar with nylon, so hence we have nylon strings. The parts of the guitar: this is the top, this is the sides, this is the back, this is the sound hole, and this design here around the sound hole is called the rosette. This is the neck, this is the headstock, the tuning pegs, and this is the bridge. On the nylon string guitars, the strings are tied to the guitar. These metal bars across the fretboard are called frets. This is the fingerboard or fretboard. This is called the nut. It's usually a bone material, can be plastic, and this is called the nut. This is the first fret, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, so on. Now the nylon string guitar joins the body at the 12th fret, and the neck is wider. The reason for the wider neck is usually it's played with the fingers, and it has more room for your fingers to work. The steel string guitar, usually the steel string guitar joins the body at the 14th fret. However, this is sort of like a hybrid. It is a steel string, but it has the same scale as my classical, joins the guitar at the 12th fret. You tie the strings on the nylon string, as I said. The steel string has bridge pins, and I just learned that a couple of years ago. I've been playing guitar for over 50 years, and I just realized or learned that these were called bridge pins. At first I thought they were tuning pins, but these are the tuning pegs. So basically, the steel string is more heavily constructed than the nylon string because it has to take the stress of the steel strings. You never want to string a nylon string guitar with steel strings. It will ruin the guitar. You can string a steel string with nylon strings, but you will not get the sound. All right? So most of the music that we learn for choir, you'll be reading chord charts such as these, where it's actually that's supposed to be the nut, like I showed you on the guitar, the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and sixth strings. X's, actually it's reversed. This is the first, second, but it would be reversed. The lowest one on the bottom of these charts is your first string. The X's means not to play. The dots are where you place your fingers, and the numbers of the fingers are up here. So, and then 0 means open or not fingered. So on the left hand, the fingers are 1, 2, 3, 4. You use the tips of your fingers, and the thumb goes behind the neck. All right, the thumb goes behind the neck, and you use the tips of your fingers. So basically, the fingers take care of one fret. Like, this is your first position. When you're on the first fret, it's the first position. First finger takes care of the first fret, the second fret, the third, and the fourth. Okay, and but we're going to get into chords. Okay, so there's a few 3-note chords. You got your C, you got your A minor, and you got your G. Okay, all the chords are based on what we call triads, meaning 3. Okay, so there's 3 notes. How do you get a 6-string chord since the guitar has 6 strings? You just basically double the notes. So let's take that C, the 3-note C. You have C, which is the root. You have E, which is the third, and you have the fifth, which is G. Now, what do those numbers mean? Okay, if you take the scale, the do, re, mi scale, and count, or just do the alphabet, if you're in C, that's the root, like the root of the tree. That's the name of the chord. So C, D, E. That's 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so the third note is E. The 5th note is G. So it's C, the root, E, the third, and G, the 5th. And that's all only doubled. So if you want to make a 6-note chord, what it is C, E, G. All right, in a different octave. We're going to not get into 6-note chords tonight. We're going to keep it to maybe get into 5-string chords, not 6-string chords. So, when you're changing chords, what we need to do is what's called economy of motion. Anything you do on the guitar, you want to try to I know we're trying to have fun, but you want to also establish good technique right off the bat. I've been spending the last 2 years trying to correct bad habits with my right hand, and I didn't even know I was doing them. So I've been practicing in front of a mirror, and it's getting much, much better. So you want to do economy of motion. Okay, so let's take that C major chord, which is just your first finger on the first fret. These other two, the third string and the first string, are open. Okay, you want to try to keep your fingers down as long as possible. So when you're going from C to A minor, that first finger can stay down. A minor is the second finger on the second fret of your third string, G string. So try that. Keep the first finger down and then just put the second finger. Okay, now let's look at the 5-note chord. So this is your 5-note C major chord. And once again, the strings are reversed. So I don't know how else to do this other than in the mirror. So what we have is, up on the 5th string, you have your 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. 3rd finger on the 3rd fret. Okay, and then on the 4th string, the next string down, it's your 2nd finger on the 2nd fret. The 3rd string is open, and then you have your 1st finger on the 2nd string of the on the 1st fret, 2nd string. So we got 3rd finger, 3rd fret, 5th string. 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 4th string. G is open. That means no fingers at all. G is open. Open means no fingers at all. And then you have your 1st finger on the 1st fret of the 2nd string, and that's your C chord, your 5-note, your 5-string C chord. Okay, now to go from C major to A minor, you keep your 1st finger and your 2nd finger down. You don't have to move them at all. You don't have to move them. Okay, so you go from your all you have to do is move the 3rd finger. This is going to be a little bit hard at first, but eventually it'll be easier than moving fingers that you don't need to move. So all you have to do to go from C major to A minor is move this 3rd finger off of the 5th string on the 3rd fret of to the 3rd string on the 2nd fret. See that? How easy that is? Okay, just to there, and you have see, I'm only moving that 3rd finger. All those others can stay down. So once you get that down, there's several things that you can do with those chords, okay? You can play them, strum them with a pick or fingers. You can strum the whole chord and count 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, so now you can do a few things with just the strumming. You can release the pressure. The fingers are still, release the pressure on the strings. The fingers are still there, but you can get this percussive effect. Something like that, okay? It's easier to do with bar chords, which eventually we'll be getting into. Also, you can just do the bass note. Put a bass note. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I'm hitting the C. I'm hitting this C with the pick, and then I'm hitting the A when I go to A minor. You can also muffle or mute. So what you do is if you put your palm over the bridge, you can mute. Okay, so now all you finger pickers out there that want to be finger pickers or classical guitar, there's also technique for that. We have on the right hand P, I, M, A. The little finger is not used except flamenco, so we won't get into that much. Okay, so finger style is the same way. You have a straight arm, and the motion is from the big knuckles all the way back to the elbow, from the big knuckles. The thumb is ahead of the fingers. The thumb is ahead of the fingers, okay, and it's from this knuckle here. Okay, so now the fingers sort of stay in a little pocket. So the thumb takes care of the 3 bass strings, but we're only going to concentrate on 2 today. And the fingers, the index on the G string, the middle on the B, and the ring here. So you got Okay, so try those things. That's the lesson for today. Good luck. If you have any questions, feel free to video chat me on the messenger on Facebook. I'm glad you guys are checking out my video snippets, as I call them, on my Facebook page, and I hope somebody else can maybe be interested in checking them out. But any questions, just feel free to video chat me. I hope you have a great night. I hope you're staying safe. Stay strong. Thanks a lot. Bye.